All right, man. Errol Spence, according to Barry Hunter, shouldn't take um, the immediate rematch with Terence Crawford. Um, and that's what Barry Hunter is saying. And some other people saying he should take a fight or two. And let's talk about his comments and get my synopsis on it. A lot of people say what's going to change in the rematch. I mean, if he healthy at the weight, his volatility. So maybe he feel like he liver, he more stronger. I mean, after the fight, he didn't even promise a victory in the rematch. And obviously, when I ain't looked at the film, it's hard to predict anything going forward. But he said it's definitely going to be a much better, a more competitive fight. That's what he said after the fight. Errol Spence. Errol Spence should wait before fighting Crawford again, says Barry Hunter. Um, so this is the excuses that they list in the 15-month layoff. That's nobody fault but his. He said he chose not to fight Keith Thurman. He don't believe in tune-ups. He was weight drained, losing 40 pounds in camp. Who fault is that? You was off 15 months, but you still got homework. Who fought you had to lose 15 pounds in camp? Why would you get so obese off your weight? Why would you do that? And then again, they started laughing at Terence Crawford because he took the David Ivanesian fight. Now who looks stupid? He said remnants of the horrific car crash. Who fault is that? You want to be a street nigga. All this is self-imposed. You want to be out here with the street niggas and you a suburban dude who enamored with the streets and all that shit, man. Who fault is that? That's your fault. All this is self-inflicted. Past eye surgery. That's your fault. That's something that's your fault. How you suffer an eye injury in camp with headgear on, I don't know. So they can list all these excuses they want to list about this fight, but all of them is self-imposed. All of them, he the one that waited 5 years to make this fight. Terence Crawford would have took the fight off rip. So how can you sit here and have self-pity for somebody who did the shit to himself? During the camp, he was partying, going to clubs when camp started. That don't seem like a person who trying to cut 40 pounds. That's concerned about cutting 40 pounds. And I can say, well, Earl get money to walk through. Look here, all money ain't good money. Why the fuck I want to be at a club around that alcohol, smoking energy in Dallas, where you still can get COVID, right? You still can get sick. Why would I want to be around that energy and the biggest fight of my career is coming up? Just do 2 and 2. You can make all the excuses you want for Errol Spence you want, but each one of them excuses is self-imposed. He brought them among himself. And I told y'all this shit, the end game would have been the same no matter when they would have fought. The end game would have been the same no matter when they would have fought. I said again, the end game would have been the same. Can't fuck with that dude, bro. He said if it were me, I would definitely wait. Hunter said about needing to wait before taking a rematch with I think he meant Crawford. Had the Earl lost tight competitive fight, that's one thing. But to take that type of punishment he took, I would give him some time to let him recover from that. So that's what Barry Hunter said. He said maybe even take a bout or two in between before I go down that road again. You don't want nobody to get hurt bad or killed in the sport. What I really stuck out to me in the fight as well is the accuracy of Crawford. Damn near everything he threw, it landed. Number one. There was exchanges on one of the knockdowns where Crawford threw an uppercut and Earl countered overhand left and landed clean and didn't even move him. He turned around and threw a hook right off that. So I would definitely take time back, go back, look at the film, talk to your team, go with what they think went wrong, evaluate that and evaluate him and decide what you're going to do. But I would definitely take a fight between. Earl, he's a big frame guy. I think 54, he'll do just fine. But I definitely wouldn't jump back in the fire with Crawford again. Take some time, get your mind right, I would definitely fall back a little bit, take some time. There's no rush. That's what I would do. Now, is there a rush? Absolutely, there's a rush, and I'm gonna tell you why in a little bit. But um, but that's what logical people think. And who knows? They probably still ain't never sat. They probably ain't sit down and watched the film with each other because he went out the country. That's how you knew he was gonna lose. That dude went out the country. But he went out the country. You know, uh, but he went out the country and left. Soon as he had his flight book, he wasn't trying to do no media tours or nothing. He knew he wasn't gonna win, but nonetheless, bro, um, I feel, you know, I feel that people was gonna take away anything from Terence Crawford in his victory. But Terence Crawford would have beat his ass at any given time. It didn't really matter, dude. He was the better fighter from the beginning. He was a more skillful fighter from the beginning. He was a stronger fighter from the beginning. It didn't fucking matter. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. But him waiting, what can you? I mean, I guess it's more about the recovery than what you can teach him, and also it's more about making it look good. I think it's more about making it look good, kind of getting him in there, building his confidence up. And people say that's the Earl vitality wise that we were looking for to fight Terence Crawford. That Earl to beat Terence Crawford, even if he beat a construction worker eating a sandwich with a Triple G shirt on. They say, "Oh, he back," and then Crawford go, then the fight will be built up a little bit more. But they can do that, get his confidence back up. But if Terence Crawford talking about fighting Jermell Charlo, or you talking about jumping up in weight, that's a wrap. Then it's a wrap. If he really ambitious, which I don't 100% believe him, it sounds good. But if he truly ambitious about moving up, then that fight gonna be gone. It's either take it now or don't take it at all. So he might have to take that fight soon. Now, if they choose to set him up with Keith Thurman or whatever, and he fight Keith Thurman and Tim Tszyu, then guess what? You go get a tune up. Maybe him and Tszyu can get fight for a belt, and then it make the fight meaningful at 154. Or maybe you go get a belt, he get a belt, but I think he's sticking around for a good time, not too much of a longer time. So that's what I believe. I believe he's sticking around for a good time, not a long time. So, um, so that's something. That's something to. I think that's something for people to chew on. I think that's something for people to chew on. But I mean, to each his own. It's a decision that's best for him and his family to make. Um, uh, and the best thing he can hope for is if he catch this man slipping and celebrating his victory lap too much. That's the best thing that he can hope for. But like I continue to say, all these excuses that they brought up, they self-imposed. Listening to Al Heyman as an advisor got him fucked up. That's exactly what happened. Instead of fighting him in a timely manner, and then his choices outside the ring. Everybody got choices. Everybody do got choices. But his choices outside the ring has hampered him. That's nobody's fault, it's his. Your circle is very important, to your livelihood. These niggas think the streets cool. Ain't shit cool about the streets. Especially when you got a way out. Especially when you got a way out. But but the thing about it is if he wait on the rematch, it might not be there. That's the thing about us. He want to jump up and chase Crawford to 68 or something, but the rematch might not be there. That's the wild thing about it. The rematch might not be there. You know, it might not be there. So I mean, he got a decision to make. It's all about what Crawford do next. Zoo keep Thurman, keep him somewhere amongst them. You know, so but he got to be within striking range. But I mean, do he want to go through that again? Now he can say after the fight, tell his son, "Yeah, we got to do that again and all that." Okay, it sounds good when the adrenaline kind of rushing still, but Derek James and can't no fighter get him ready for that. If it's really a vitality thing, then he got a chance. But if it ain't, and I told y'all it was a schematics thing, and ain't nobody want to believe me, but it is what it is. Um, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase chance, get notifications. We go live, drop a video. Financially want to support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree, find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Yeah, I said hit the link tree. You can find me everywhere. Check out the Box News playlist. Peace.